Rise and grind, folks. Guys, I am on the way to a heat maintenance. I believe this customer has a Magic-Pak system or a gas pack Magic-Pak unit. Guys, I am almost here now. I know a bunch of work got done here before. Capacitors, contactors, and I think even an inducer motor, if I'm not mistaken. But guys, I'm almost here now. Let's go take a look. I'll see y'all when I get inside. Guys, as you can see, this is our Magic-Pak. This is a 60 MGE. And look at this. We replaced this filter, and this thing is still spotless. Can't beat that. And we replaced this motor, if not last year, at least 2 years ago. We replaced the motor and the switch. I gotta wait for this thing to cool down because it's pretty hot. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna open this up so I can run my fan, because it is pretty hot. And guys, once again, this is a gas pack Magic-Pak unit. Let me zoom out. Now guys, we always recommend, before you do the maintenance, of course, run the unit to make sure it works. But with these Magic-Pak units, since the heat exchanger is right in the middle area here, make sure the unit is cooled down before you touch these spark rods or flame sensors. It's pretty hot still. And I only had this thing running for a couple minutes, but I just took one of my blower limit switches off here. I'm just gonna run the fan for a little bit just to cool off the heat exchanger. And yeah, I am gonna get either my right angle or my stubby 5/16. We're gonna get the sensors out and the spark rod out. We're gonna clean it, and we're gonna get this show on the road. This filter is just, it's only specks of debris. It's not even that much. I don't think this customer runs this unit like this too often. But alright guys, let me wait for this to cool down. I'll be right back. Alright guys, our sensor and our spark rod can use a little TLC. I'm gonna clean this off. I'm gonna keep my limit open for a few more minutes, because when I do start this unit, I do want to start it for a few minutes to test my inducer motor for amps and also my blow motor for amps. Both caps for my blow motor and condenser fan motor already got replaced years prior, and the contactor got replaced as well. So most maintenance parts on this unit has already been taken care of. But guys, I want to show you something real quick. For you guys that work on these Magic-Pak units, I'm pretty sure you know what these are, fire dampers. This is very important for apartment complexes. Let's say if a customer has neighbors above them, below them, in the event that this unit catches on fire or the dwelling catches on fire, this fire damper closes to avoid flames from passing in the duct and potentially spreading from upper to lower levels, guys. It's very dangerous, and that's why this fire damper has a link, which is almost similar to a sprinkler. It's a fusible link that opens up with temperature, and once this link opens up, it's going to shut, close, and that will somewhat contain the flames to this level. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to work throughout the whole house, but only from the system. This will stop the equipment from emitting flames from one level to another. So the concept of these fusible links are pretty simple, but however, I did have one of these links accidentally snap, maybe from wear and tear, and we had to replace one of these. This is back in within like my first year or two of doing HVAC. I didn't go back to do this. I think I was on the maintenance when I seen one of these links shut. I was on the maintenance, and as soon as I opened up the door to inspect the damper, it was already closed. And I asked the customer, I'm like, wait a minute, did you have any fires, any access temperature? She was like, no. And as soon as I showed her that, I'm like, yeah, if this damper is closed without any smoke or any access temperature, we recommend replacing that damper. Now, at that time, I was still doing maintenance. I didn't go back to replace it, but from that day, I knew what to expect with fire dampers and things of that nature. But alright guys, let me clean off my sensors, and I'm gonna put my filter back in after I clean that, and I'll be right back. Guys, everything's clean. What I'm gonna do is put this back in, and I'm gonna test the port on my inducer now that it's not 500 degrees from the heat running. And I'm still gonna open up the electrical component area for my circuit board, make sure nothing's inside that. But alright guys, let me put this back together. I'll be back. Alright guys. Amps are rocking and rolling. And I mentioned this in previous videos as well. Inducer motors, similar to blower motors, or any motor in particular, there's only two surefire ways that you can spot premature failure of a motor before it actually fails. For one, noises and sounds. For instance, with this inducer motor, if this inducer motor sounds very noisy and it sounds abnormally loud for no apparent reason, it's best for the customer to get a qualified professional to come out to take a look at it. For one, to make sure nothing's stuck inside the motor. Similar to a blower motor, sometimes the filter material could get stuck inside the scroll cage, and before you know it, you'll have a knocking sound. Any sounds should first be inspected by a professional safely to make sure that nothing's stuck inside the motor. Two, high amp readings. Guys, the rated amp draw for every motor should be on the data plate. You can either find this on the model serial number or on the individual data plate of the motor. This is a newer inducer motor, so it's easy to spot. But with older motors, it may not be legible on the data plate. So always know what the motor is rated for. And if it's rated for a 0.50 and you're getting a 3.0 at that point, even if the motor is still running and it's not making a noise, if it's drawing an abnormally high amount of amps, at that point you should recommend replacing the motor. Now, this is only going to benefit the customer if they don't want to get this done. The fact that you told them about this motor before it failed should help them out. So if it fails in the future, they can't say that no one ever told them about it. But guys, once again, the purpose of the maintenance is to avoid breakdowns. So if there's anything that could potentially cause an issue, it's your job as the professional to make sure you can explain this. All right, capiche? All right, guys. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug my limit switch back in, and I got to put my filter back in, and we're going to rock this out. Let me put this back together, guys. I'll be right back. All right, guys, that's all there is to it. Gas pack, Magic-Pak system. Everything's rocking and rolling. And we may have to come back to this complex within the next couple of weeks. This customer said they had a neighbor that had heat issues, and I think the neighbor already got an estimate to replace this. They just want to get a second opinion. So if and when we shoot back out there, I'll be sure to record that, and we'll see what's going on. But alright guys, there you have it. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.